This video is well overdue, so I wanted to make sure that we do a install video on our Indian Springfield. This is going to be the newer body style, so like the 19 to current Indian Springfield Davidson audio, up to 6 speaker audio packages that we offer here from Davidson Audio. Video is we're going to do an overview of what one of our pre-tuned installed or ready to install package looks like. Real quick, this one is the one that we pulled out of our bike, so this is pretty much the first package that was ever put together. So we pulled it out of the bike to show you all of what's included in this package, go over what you're going to get and how it looks from us, and then we're going to show you just how easy this audio package is to install on your own Indian Springfield, so that way you can knock it out at your house. And if you just want to go with a 2, 4, or 6 speaker audio package, this includes everything you need minus zip ties and some good old elbow grease and a good long weekend to get it installed yourself. Let's go over what you are going to receive from Davidson Audio for this audio package. Now, the only thing that we're missing here is the brake side saddlebag wiring. It's super easy and simple. We'll show you that in the bike. So let's start with the brains to the entire audio system. That's going to be right here. This is our Davidson Audio amp plate that we have made for us. Powder coated steel plate. Right here is the powerhouse of this whole setup. This is the Cicada Audio FLX 1400.4P. So what that means is it's 1400 watts, 4-channel. P means it has a built-in DSP, or the P could be for processor. Absolutely phenomenal amplifier. We love it. It produces a lot of power for such a small footprint. Cicada did an amazing job with this amplifier. And it does have Bluetooth capability. But what we realized is by putting this in the back of the saddlebag, the clutch side saddlebag that we put it in, the Bluetooth worked great until you sat on it. And we do a handlebar mounted phone holder for us, so it cut it in and out. So that's why we use the Audio Control ACX-BT1 Bluetooth streamer. This thing works phenomenal, gives you a super good range. While you're out riding, you don't have to worry about it cutting in and out, and you can step a good ways away like you saw in our video of demoing this. Phenomenal product, love Audio Control. And this is, like I said, this is one of our pre-set up ones, so if you buy the package from us, this is what you would get just like this. This is exactly how it would show up ready to go, minus the blue Anderson connector would be taken off to help you route it through the bag, but that's the only variation. Then from here, as you can see on this side of the amplifier, everything is pre-terminated for you. We set all of these up. These are pre-set up, ready to go and terminated to make it as easy as possible for you. So clearly you can see our 4-gauge power and ground in here, our remote wire, and then all 6 speaker locations already pre-terminated, color coordinated, to make it as easy as possible for y'all to install this. So yeah, this is going to be as plug and play as we can make it. As you can see, power and ground, all your speaker wire connections. And this wire right here is going to go up to your clutch side saddlebag lid speaker. So that's why that's there. This USB cable will be in the box. You really don't need it unless we have to call in. You need to call in to update the audio tune. This would plug in right here to this USB-C. We would do our tuning via laptop, or we can do Bluetooth directly into this. So we simply just, this will just come with it just in case we have to use that. So that's going to be the main, this is the power plant to the entire audio system. So we'll set that aside. The next thing you're going to get is going to be this baggie. And this is going to be including everything you need to get the stuff installed in the bag. So again, like I said, this is how this Anderson connector is going to come to you on our 3D printed mount. This you are going to end up securing on the side of the saddlebag. These 3 bolts are going to come from the inside, and it's going to house this Anderson connector so it's nice and tight. And what also I really like is, I'll get you guys a close-up here. When you put this on here, that slides into our groove. So when this is bolted to the side of your bag, these connectors are not moving anywhere. Obviously, these 2 screw in to here with heated inserts on the back side. This one, when I 3D printed this, I met the notch on the back of this to ensure that that slides in, locks in, it is stout, it's not going anywhere. We've had this on our bike for a couple of months, works flawlessly. To ensure that there's no guesswork or you guys are not trying to take these screws out and drill holes, I 3D printed this right here. This is a drill template, and in reality, all you have to drill out is these 3 holes. So as you'll see, I'll show you, our bag's already done, but this fits right in that groove, this shape. So you would literally put it up in there, you drill these 3 holes, which correspond perfectly to these 3 holes, making sure everything is aligned. So that is going to be the bulkhead, I would call it, to hold your Anderson connector along with your 12 position DT connector here to ensure that your connectors are secured to the side of your bag. Nothing's flopping around, beating up your paint. Like I said, Davidson Audio, we like to go above and beyond. Now here is going to be your bulkhead that is going to feed your power and ground through the saddlebag with speaker wires. And again, I wanted to make a template for y'all. This is going to be the template that you're going to use to put your bulkhead on your bag. So again, you'll put this, I'll show you in this video, you'll stick this to the bag, you'll drill your 4 holes, drill a pilot hole and router this out. If you don't have a router, you could trace this out with a Sharpie. I would tape off the bag first, draw this out and cut it with a jigsaw or something. It's very, very simple. That's going to be your template. And then here is going to be your bulkhead again, 3D printed. And as you can see, we've got the bigger hole and the 2 smaller holes, and it matches on the other side. So what happens here is your power and ground are going to be individual in the 2 small ones, and then the big one is what all the speaker wire is going to go through. So essentially, this would be on your inside of your bag like this. So the wires are going to feed through here and come out here, which is going to offer a nice tight fitting. The only thing I would recommend is when you do this, maybe put a little bit of RTV on the outside of it to help prevent any water from getting in. But like I said, we've had it on our bike for a while, been riding all weather. We haven't had any water intrusion in ours, but peace of mind, I'd put a little bit of RTV in there. Now we're going to move on to the rest of the harness. The next part is going to be your power and ground here. Everything pre-terminated, fuse holder. When we send this to you, there's not going to be a fuse in here. So when you do install this, make sure once everything is hooked up, you go ahead and put a fuse in there. And to install this fuse holder on the bike to ensure that it's secured and not just flopping around, we 3D printed this mount as well, which this uses an OEM bolt hole right there by the battery. We'll show you that in the process. So this will come with 2 screws in it and another bolt. So you'll bolt this into place. You'll put this on here, bolt it in, hook to power, route this down by your fuse holder, and then this will go to the frame ground, because on the Springfields and Chieftains, we send you a 1/0 upgraded ground. And the reason for this is we are not a fan of, or actually let me rephrase that, we are a fan of alleviating as many connections on a battery as possible. So what this allows you to do is you're going to take the OEM ground off, which goes from the battery to the frame right next to it. You're going to route and upgrade it to a 1/0. So we're going from roughly an 8, maybe 6 gauge wire to a 1/0, because when you take your bike to the dealership doesn't like taking 15 terminals off a battery. A lot of things get missed that way, and I would hate for you guys to do an audio package and be missing a ground later. As you can see, I mean, 1/0's fairly flexible. So you're going to put this on there, and then when we also provide a new stud for it. So with the frame ground, you're going to remove it, install our new bolt through it, keep the OEM connector that's or the terminal that's on there for all the grounds. You'd put ours on first, then that one, and then this one, and then you'd bolt it back into place to ensure you have a much beefier ground and alleviate adding a bunch of grounds to your battery. This is going to be the last of the harness. Now the only thing that we're missing here is our lower fairing portion, because that's already installed on the bike, and also the brake side saddlebag is still installed on the bike. But this is still going to give you the gist of our 1 speaker harness that does all 6 speaker locations. This right here, this female 12-pin DT, is going to clearly plug into the side of our saddlebag. And again, this would be slid on just like, actually, let's do it correctly. That would be installed on the side of your saddlebag. This would get routed up under the side cover, go up underneath the seat, and this is where you're going to branch everything off. This shortest harness right here is where we are going to do a pigtail. This is a T-harness that we use to give us the tour pack speakers. So if you have a tour pack on your Springfield, then this would go underneath the seat. You would unplug your tour pack harness. You'd plug this into the bike side, this into the tour pack side. And the reason for this is because this is how we provide audio to the tour pack. Then also right here, disregard this red wire. We had that for an accessory of ours. This right here is going to plug into the OEM connector under the seat to give us our remote turn on for the amplifier. Again, we wanted to make sure that this was as plug and play as possible, so we ensured that you guys would have a T-harness and OEM connector for remotes. Then this connector right here is going to get routed across the frame to the brake side of the bike for your saddlebag speaker connector. So that's what's going to give you signal over to the saddlebag, the brake side. Then these two harnesses are going to be your front left and your front right lower fairing. Or if you choose to have a bat wing instead, you could use this harness, route it up into the bat wing fairing, plug in the other side of the harness into the fairing, get audio there. We're a big component. You buy a Springfield, you usually want to keep it, no fairing on it. That's the point of buying the bike, in my opinion. So these would go to your lowers. We have 8-inch lowers on our bike, so you would plug these into that harness and be done and ready to go. That's going to be the complete overview of this audio package that we offer. And again, this is going to be for the newer body style Indian Springfields. When it comes to the classic style, we're going to be offering a very, very similar package. The only variation would be is the amp plate would change, and then also our remote signal would change as well. But we are actively working on that. We've got to modify our amp plate and get that remote signal for y'all before we actually release this package. And I will also say we are going to be releasing a components package as well. So say if you, for some reason, want a different amplifier and Bluetooth streamer and speakers, we'll offer this, the amp plate, all the harnesses, everything you need to install your own equipment. But I'm going to go ahead and cut myself off. My original thought was I was going to make this one big long video where we're going to go over the package, then we're going to do the install. But the problem is I started doing this footage, it's over an hour long. Videos that long usually don't do all that well, and I'm not doing it for the views, I'm not doing it for the money, but I would hate to sit there and watch everything all in one video. So I'm actually going to end the video here. So in this video, I took the time to go over our complete audio package. This is our, what people would consider plug and play package. I say as plug and play as possible because there are certain modifications that have to be done to the saddlebag for mounting, for bulkheads. But other than that, it is plug and play. We use OEM wiring connectors. We use everything that we can to make it plug and play. But as you know, I would rather tell you it's as plug and play as possible. If you feel it's plug and play, awesome. But I'd rather, set the expectation a little bit lower so that way you guys are happier. But this is the complete package. This is what we send out for these bikes if you choose to get, the complete package. And as I said in the video, we do offer just a components package. So it'll be the wiring harness, the amp plate, the stuff you need to put your own equipment in there. The reason we chose the equipment we do is one, Cicada Audio stands behind us. We stand behind them. So if you have issues, we can easily warranty. And plus, like I said in the video, that FLX 1400.4P amplifier is phenomenal. I absolutely love that amplifier. It's amazing, a lot of power, great amplifier with a great company that stands behind it. But this isn't a Cicada promotion. It's just me being honest with you why we use things. I like to be transparent with y'all. And we have the Folds of Honor bike here now because the Chieftain that we use, or the Springfield, apologies, we used in that video, we traded in with Music City Indian. As you saw, we have our 112 2025 Indian Chieftain Power Plus. So we've got this bike here now. We're taking the kit out of it to go way bigger on it. But I just wanted to wrap this video up so y'all aren't sitting there for over an hour and just give you the time to go over the package, what's included and whatnot, so you know what to expect. The follow-up video will drop this week. Will be the complete install video. So just brace yourselves. It's gonna be a very long video. So I'm Brandon with Davidson Audio. If you're looking for the best aftermarket audio solution for your Indian, Harley, Victory, motorcycle period, car, truck, whatever it is, check us out. We'd be more than happy to help you out here in the beautiful, sun-shining state of Florida. So y'all have a great day. God bless all of y'all.